Hi, I'm Siti from Smart Excel, where we are specialized in getting primary and secondary students to score their best in the PSLE and GCO levels. In this e-tutorial, P3 Chapter 1 Whole Numbers Question 8, you can easily download the e-workbook from our website, where you can later on practice it with your child. Alright. For P3 to P5, we are very much specialized or using model drawing approach because it's very easy um, for them to see and understand. It's clear enough because they can actually visualize it using models. So we're going to teach you the 3 simple steps how we always teach our students in the center, so that you can practice it with your child and hopefully it'll be useful for you to coach them at home. Alright, so we will begin with the first question. Mrs. Tan bought some cooking oil for her itinerary. She used 15 bottles of oil every day during the weekdays and 20 bottles of oil every day during the weekends. Alright, after a week she had 120 bottles of cooking oil left. How many bottles of cooking oil did Mrs. Tan buy at first? Alright, so the 3 simple steps that we always get first to follow is that the number 1 is to identify the subject. Okay, the subject here refers to what they talk about. In this question, they talk about the weekdays. Yes, they talk about the cooking oil, right? But it's more emphasized on the weekdays and the weekends that they use. Okay, but the most importantly is they talk about the cooking oil, but it's divided into 2. Alright, so with the cooking oil, so it's 1. So 1 model. So you're gonna start with something like this. Okay, then we know that the weekdays we have 5 days, right? So we're gonna cut into 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be the weekday side, and this will be the weekend side. 2. Alright, if it's too long, that's why also when it comes to model drawing, we always encourage our students to draw by pencil because you can adjust, and always let your child to practice freehand, no need ruler, because we don't get the score from from drawing model actually just helps the students to understand the question better so that they can able to answer the question. Okay, but the main score from the to get the marks is the equations and the final answer. Alright, so the subject here, let's come back to this. The subject here refers to the cooking oil, so it's 1 model. Alright, so number 2 is to label. Okay, we label. So every information that's inside this question, we label it inside the model. Alright, the first statement is just about the Mrs. Tan bought some cooking oils as itinerary, so it's not much of the informations down there. And the next statement, they says that she used 15 bottles of cooking oil every day for the weekdays. So now we know that this part is your weekday, so I would, yeah, something like this. Okay, and we do write abbreviations, we don't need to write a very long name. Okay, so that would save the time. And this is the weekends, and per bottle here she used 15, correct? Then after that they mentions about 15 bottles. Then this 20 bottles is used for the weekend, so per of this is 20. They ask and they mention that, you see, they still have 20 bottles left, so actually we must draw continue a little bit here, L for left. Okay, and here to here is how many? 120. So they asked you how much they have at first. At first means all together. When all together means you need to find the weekdays, you need to find the weekends, and you need to plus with the 120. Alright, so the last step is to insert the question mark. Why the question mark? So that the child is very focused on what to find out to the final answer. So the first, we know we need to find the weekdays, right? The weekdays, we know one box here is 15, so there's 5 days. So 15 times 5, which will give you 75. Okay, so we insert here 75. Get them to update the model so that it's very clear for them, it will be easier to understand. If your child is those who easily get lost in between, I would recommend to label the front. What is this for? There are many of my, even my P6 students, sometimes they missed out, they along the way they are unsure of how to go through. So this is one of the ways you get them to label, so their mind is very focused what they need to find. The next is the weekends. So weekends is 20 times 2, which is 40. Alright, so we know now this is 40, sorry, not, yeah, this is 40. Okay, then you know you need to find all together, so it's a total. So total will be 75 plus 40 plus 120, which will give you final answer 35. Okay, so this is the final answer. Alright, so I hope this questions or the explanation is simple enough for you to understand with your child. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.